Hey, what's up, everybody? Onepeg here. I had just finished recording a video for y'all about some leaks and stuff and some teasers that BSG had ended up posting. And in the midst of doing that, something interesting happened. This happened. If you notice, there's an important notice here on the launcher. That's nothing new, but this one says hack by with a URL and another URL here. If I were you, I wouldn't bother going to that website. But unfortunately, this is just another shot across the bow for Battlestate Games in their effort to be able to combat people cheating, hacking, gaining access to things that they shouldn't have access to, messing with all of the things related to BSG and Escape from Tarkov, and the issues that they have had with the cheating problems that they have had along the way. For whatever reason, the launcher wasn't secure enough and couldn't keep out somebody that decided that they were going to hack the launcher and remark their own web address as an advertisement for themselves. Now, I am way too stupid to understand anything having to do with that. But I can say that that's not good. It doesn't look good. And I am definitely not going to that web address to check that out because who the hell knows what you're going to find there. Anyway, in addition to that, there were some teaser images. I'm going to show those to you. We can go through those together. That sounds nice, doesn't it? The first image is this image of what appears to be a school classroom, likely an elementary school classroom, given the artwork that's depicted on the chalkboard. Secondly, we have an office for Terror Group Labs. It appears that it's a Terror Group manager's office, like at a corporate office of some kind, just given how cushy it is, obviously. And then we have the lab's desktop background or an access terminal of some kind. There's some type of security footage here that you can't really see. And then there's like a command prompt, like a terminal access kind of deal. This kind of gives us a little bit of a clue into where it is, though, because this says Klimova Street, and the buildings are green. Now, the primary building color for these buildings here are green, where the apartment complex is north of both the Pinewood Hotel and these apartments is Klimova Street right here going across, and then there's like the train access that's underground right here. My assumption is they're planning on like linking up those train subway tunnels along with something north of that. So I believe, based on these screenshots, that it's going to be something up in here will end up being where they end up pushing into, which will be kind of cool. You know, being able to go further north, although it will be much more of a corridor that way, very much like how Lighthouse is now, right? But that's okay, as long as there's more content. And then finally, we have this screen cap here, which is part of the school classroom kind of motif. You can see that the bricks on the outside of the building are a bit of a different color. Obviously, they're red brick instead of painted green, but it's an old beat-up basketball court that has seen better days. Now, insofar as whenever this is going to happen, I would plan on, like, end of year. I wouldn't plan on seeing anything from these guys within a few months. Like, this is definitely not going to be by the summertime. Anytime they end up teasing images like this, you're not going to see it for a while. If we were going to see it by the summertime, they would already be talking about it, and they'd already have like a whole lot more teaser images being shown to us, even just at this stage of the game, just based on how they've been over the last 6 years. I mean, you have to remember, they were talking about Lighthouse for like a year almost before they actually gave us Lighthouse. They were talking about the Lighthouse expansion for 6 to 9, I think 8 months before we actually saw the Lighthouse expansion. So there's like no shot that we're going to end up seeing this by the summertime, unfortunately. I'd like to. But again, there's also no mention of like the BTR taxi or like the fixed RPG placements to blow up the BTR taxi or a scav boss being located anywhere on streets. So there's an awful lot more here than just like scenery that they have to suss out and make sure it all works before they're going, or at least quote unquote works before they're going to end up giving it to us. There's also no word as to whether or not this map is going to be one big continuous piece or not either, because the existing Streets map is already pretty large. So I don't know whether or not this is going to end up being like a Streets North, or if we're actually going to see them mesh something of this size into one large map. Maybe. Maybe we will. If they do, that'd be really, really cool to see. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for coming and checking it out. If you would be so kind as to follow me on my socials, at OnePegMG on Twitter, at OnePeg on TikTok. I stream every day at twitch.tv/OnePeg. I'm going to start streaming on Kick here and there, too. So kick.com/OnePeg, I guess. If you feel like giving me a follow over there, that would be pretty cool. I haven't streamed over there yet, but I will be, and I already have the sub button and everything, so we'll make it official. And if you would be kind enough to sub the channel here, it really, really does matter. Thank you so much for lending me your eyeballs, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.